Gary here, bringing you the worst to best season 10 episodes. Let's get this started. Number 22, my least favorite season 10 episode is Housewarming. From the imagery to the disgusting jokes, this episode does not have it for me. The imagery is disgusting with all the worms living in Spongebob, and the worms' design is disgusting. It's all around just a bad episode. Number 21, out of the picture. Mr. Krabs tries to kill Squidward. There's a few good jokes, but he still tried to kill Squidward. Number 20, Whirly Brains. This episode is just creepy with the fact that everyone is just flying their brains around. It's a pretty bad episode. And the Whirly Brains are creepy looking, and I don't understand what goes on. Usually the jokes would land in episodes that you have no idea would go on, but this isn't and it's a horrible way to start off a season. Number 19, Snooze You Lose. Again, another episode where I don't like the imagery, but on top of that, it's kind of a Squidward torture episode, so yeah. Number 18, Plankton Gets the Boot. It's just a Walmart version of Single Cell Anniversary, and they didn't do it very well. It's kind of like the other Patty to Best Frenemies, if you know what I mean. Number 17, Plankton Retires. This episode's pretty meh because I just feel like nothing happens in the episode. It's just your basic Plankton tries to steal the formula plot and nothing else. Number 16, SpongeBob's Place. Again, another meh episode. I just don't feel like anything really goes on. It's just kind of there and then it ends. The story is pretty boring. Basically, SpongeBob makes patties better than Mr. Krabs, and they want the place name to renamed to SpongeBob's Place, and then SpongeBob gets kicked out, and then he starts his own place in a pineapple. But yeah, pretty boring episode. Number 15, Lost and Found. Again, all these season 10 episodes just seem to be pretty boring so far. This one is just boring in the fact that I just feel like it's repeating itself the entire time with the lost and found aspect, and the crying kid just annoys me every single time. Number 14, Burst Your Bubble. This one is where SpongeBob teaches Mrs. Puff how to drive a bubble, because he made this new amazing bubble car that everyone seems to drive. So yeah. Number 13, Don't Wake Patrick. Again, this episode didn't have enough time to really show what it was because of the fact of it's just like a 2-minute short or something like that, so nothing really happened. That this is literally the episode where nothing happens, because it's just a short where Patrick runs around and SpongeBob tries to keep him safe. Number 12, The Incredible Shrinking Sponge. I just feel like this episode is one of those boring shrinking episodes. Nothing else, really. Number 11, Unreal Estate. Again, this episode is higher because it kind of reminds me of Sold, and I like that episode. But it also takes some aspects I don't like. So yeah. The aspects I don't like are the way Squidward gets SpongeBob, and the episode kind of drags for some time on jokes. Number 10, Sports. Again, this episode's first half I think is eh. The second half I think is good, but the first half I just feel like it's SpongeBob and Patrick being tortured by Squidward. Number 9, Patrick's Coupon. This episode is just goofy, and it's funny because it's goofy. So yeah. Number 8, Crusty Catering. I always like this episode because of how Mr. Krabs is, and how they go to a fancy party and all that. Number 7, Code Yellow. For some reason, I put a meh in the bottom corner instead of a good. But anyway, Code Yellow is an episode where SpongeBob and turns into a doctor after Squidward tries to get his nose job there, and the ending is pretty good. But I also like the other parts with SpongeBob helping all the patients around. Number 6, Mermaid Pants. Mermaid Pants is an episode where basically SpongeBob and Patrick, how do I put this? They basically pretend to be superheroes, and Mr. Krabs wants to get on it, so he makes him and Squidward be the bad guys, and it's a pretty exciting, funny episode. Number 5, Trident Trouble. This episode is just a good because um, of how SpongeBob just goes around trying to fix everyone's problems, but the problems get worse. So, yeah. Number 4, life insurance. This episode is how you do a Squidward torture, right? Because Squidward is just arrogant there at the end. So he gets hurt in the end because of his arrogantness. But I still think it's a funny episode with SpongeBob and Patrick doing their things to, like, hurt themselves and Squidward and all that. Number 3, Feral Friends. This is the only special, if you can call it that. I mean, it's 16 minutes, so I consider it a special. But yeah, or over 16 minutes, 16 something. But yeah, this episode is where basically all the SpongeBob, Patrick, and the gang turn into real life sea creatures, except for Sandy because she's a mammal. So Sandy basically goes on an adventure on her birthday to help protect them. It's pretty exciting and funny. Number 2, Mimic Madness. This is probably the most iconic episode of season 10, and that's why I like it so much. Not because of how iconic it is, though, because it actually deserves that title because of the fact of how, like, SpongeBob gets into mimicking, and then the ending is sweet, all that. But my favorite episode of this season has to be The Getaway. With its jokes to its action packed episode, it's all around just really funny. And yeah, it just is fast paced and keeps you going and excited. So, this is the statistics. There were 5 bad, 8 meh, and 9 good, which makes this a mess season. It's actually the same thing as season 9, except for actually a little lower. So, yeah. Number 1 is season 3. Number 2 is season 2. Number 4 is season 4. Number 4 is season. No, wait, hold on. Number 1 is season 3. Number 2 is season 2. Number 3 is season 4. Number 4 is season 1. Number 5 is season 10. Number 6 is season 9. Number 7 is season 5. Number 8 is season 8. Number 9 is season 6. And number 10 is season 7. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys later. Bye.